Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hope I caught you an exciting time. I'd like to start this podcast episode with some questions to immerse your mind and to have you fully engage with me in this time that we have together. My first question is, are you happy? My next question is, are you satisfied with who you are? And my last question is, do you feel like you're living your life to its fullest potential? If you had a hard time with any of these questions or found them difficult to answer, you've come to the right place. Welcome to this episode of Noah's Podcast. Our main topic today will be about unfulfillment. Now, being unfulfilled comes in many forms and sizes. People could be feeling unfulfilled by something as small as not being as tall as they want to be, or something as big as letting family members down. And that can really take a toll on somebody's life and make you very unfulfilled with who you are. But at the end of the day, these are all expectations that you and others put upon yourself. And it's dragging you down. Now see, living a life in unfulfillment is extremely difficult. You always feel like you're trying to meet unmatchable goals that set super high expectations that you know you can't reach, but you still set them anyways. This part of life is extremely unnecessary and stressful. But it isn't normal to be unfulfilled? The answer is yes and no. What you classify as normal is entirely up to you, and your normal could be someone else's impossible. But in the end, we all have our journeys that are worth discovering. Okay, so what are some signals that show somebody's living in an unfulfilling life? Well, many things can give off signals that someone is living an unfulfilling life and is in a desperate need of help. A lot of unfulfilled people do things such as overcompensate. Overcompensation often stems from the feelings of inadequacy or not measuring up to certain expectations that they put upon themselves. For men in general, overcompensation might form as a constant need to prove their worth or capabilities instead of just living content with themselves and what they already have. They need attention that requires them to boast and gloat about what they've got, as if they have it better than everyone else can offer, to make them feel better about themselves. And that shows something. Men and women also struggle with commitment. If they are unfulfilled with themselves, it is hard to put themselves on the line for somebody else when you feel like what you have is already not good enough for you, let alone the other person you're trying to give affection to or show that you can provide. It's really hard for someone that is unfulfilled to put their own kind of self-esteem on a pedestal when they feel like it's not really there. Living an unfulfilled life can make you want to quit things easily, very easily. You can let things go very easily. A job, for example, when someone already feels like their life is not going anywhere, they find keeping a consistent job that might be challenging or hardworking or something that's not giving them anything in return except money, they'd rather just give up and keep going on nothing else and keep going nowhere. And that's the kind of society we live in today. Now, people who are unfulfilled also tend to neglect on their own well-being. They often get caught up in their own rat race and tend to forget about their own selves and such things like personal hygiene, exercising enough, going to the gym, making an effort. They're sleeping is horrible. Their sleeping patterns are sleeping 2-3 hours a night because they just don't care. And they're even ignoring their own personal hygiene, like skipping brushing their teeth because they really couldn't care. Skipping showers because who needs showers, right? Water, we don't need it. So people who tend to feel unfulfilled with themselves give up on their own selves and just continue doing what drives them and their dopamine levels the most. That can also be rooted from deeper issues as well. It could be a lack of self-worth or feeling a dissatisfaction that causes them to disregard their own needs. Feeling unfulfilled can lead to a disconnection from others as well. It can have you feeling out of place and make you believe that it is better if you just stay alone because that's what works for you, which is very untrue. I've been in this type of situation myself, where it has been me and my friends spending time together, having a fun time, but I just feel like it would be better if I was just not there. As if they would enjoy their time together a lot more if I weren't there. And this kind of feeling can lead you down a spiral of emotions like depression and anxiety. So please, socialize with people. It's healthy, it's good for you, it's what people and human beings are meant to do. We're meant to hang out with people. It fills us with joy, it fulfills us with life and prosperity. So So I encourage you for step 3 to please get out with people and hang out. It's currently 9:50 in the morning. Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. So a lot of the times, people who are unfulfilled live in the what-ifs and if-only lifestyle. It's dwelling on certain factors in your own life, trying to justify them to make yourself feel better. Whether it's looking down upon yourself for past mistakes or missed opportunities, or stressing about future challenges and uncertainties, these types of people never truly live in the moment. They're too wrapped up in their past or present, worrying about what happened back in the day or what's going to occur in the future, and they're not living in the present. Too wrapped up in the past or the future to worry about what's happening right now. And lastly, people who are unfulfilled have ignored their passions and personal interests. One of my favorite things to do is play guitar and go to the gym. Those are my 2 favorite things to do. And I'm so thankful to be able to have these assets in my life and to be able to afford such expensive things. Without these 2 things, I don't think I'd be able to make it this far in school. I'd be able to grow as a person. So please find something you love and enjoy and take pride and passion into it, because it's going to make you feel a lot better about yourself, and being able to pursue something that you enjoy always makes the day brighter at the end of the road. And maybe you'll discover a different side of you that you never thought you had in you. Take a leap of faith, go on a hike, ride a skateboard, climb Mount Everest, do underwater sea diving, find something that you enjoy, even whistle, heck. Find something that you find interest in, passion, and roll with it. The human mind is a complex system, and the feelings of unfulfillment can be rooted out through the process of our daily behaviors and our daily actions. The signs of unfulfillment that we have discussed are not always the same for everybody. But if you're feeling any way remotely close to what I've said so far, these aspects of the life that I've listed, you should take a minute to breathe and reflect on how you can change these actions, or talk to someone who can provide you with the help that you need. I feel like we do not give ourselves enough credit for what we put up with as human beings on a day-to-day basis, and we should always be able to feel like what we do matters and that it all has a purpose. A fulfilling life does not mean you have to drive a fancy car or live in a fancy mansion or make anything close to 7 figures, even though regular houses are 7 figures. It means to live in the means that are comfortable with you in your own life. And you should be able to enjoy yourself with what you can provide for yourself on your own time. If you're struggling and in need of help, this is where I come in. I'll be sharing some top secret information I found in an article written by Professor Manfred Keats de Vries, showing us 10 tips how to live a fulfilling life and past becoming more connected to your true self. The only way to achieve this is by pushing yourself beyond your current capabilities, beliefs, and boundaries. We can start by identifying who you are. To live an authentic life, you must first identify what it means to be you. The key is to realizing everything you do in and outer world begins in the inner world. When you discover the purpose and what makes you feel most alive, you can make choices and learn how to change from it. Now, the second step is to let go of unpleasant experiences. Often, the thing that's holding you back from having a fulfilling future is your unfulfilling past. You need to be able to change yourself, to let go of all the hurt that has been placed in your life, and to be able to learn from it and move on. Understanding the things that are holding you back will lead you to a more conscious effort to act differently in the future. The third rule is to practice empathy and compassion. Everyone desires meaning, fulfillment, security. It is important for us to take a step out of our egotistical and selfish bubble and appreciate life from another person's point of view. One way you can show this is through kind deeds. Now, acts of kindness can show 1,000 words. They really do mean a lot to certain people without you even knowing it. So it's important to be kind and show love to others. The fourth step is to take care of yourself first. You cannot love someone else without understanding who you are and loving yourself first. Always be looking out for your mental, physical, and spiritual health. When you take care of yourself, it's much easier to do the same for others and to be able to provide for others while still being able to care for yourself and make sure that you're okay first. Finding meaning in your workplace is also a crucial factor in being more fulfilled. As we spend a lot of time in these places, it is important to find a job where you feel passionate about it, that best fits yourself. Feelings of boredom and dissatisfaction can lead to needing change. The next thing that I would tell you for advice is to be selective about your relationships. Humans are social beings. We're hardwired by connection. However, you need to be selective about these connections. Let go of draining relationships with negative, dishonest, and overly critical people, as well as people who don't respect you or prevent you from growing. At the end of the day, you want to spend time with the people who energize you and encourage you. Number 7 is never stop learning. Life is a process of continuous learning. The moment you stop learning, you are dead. You learn something new every day. Wise quote. There's always something new to discover. You just need to get out of your comfort zone and embrace it. Number 8 is to seek help and guidance from professionals. Coaches or psychotherapists can guide you on this journey. These professionals can help you become more mindful of your patterns or behaviors. They will change your fears, unlock your potential, and guide your experiences, feelings of personal worth, purpose, and rich in living. Now, my 9th tip for today's podcast is to give generosity to others. A life directed chiefly towards the fulfillment of personal desires will only lead you to disappointment. True fulfillment entails taking responsibility for the happiness of others and contributing to improving their world, not just yours. Generosity also has beneficial side effects, both mentally and psychologically. Giving to others, increasing your self-esteem, improve happiness, and has also been proven to lower your blood pressure and help you live a longer life. Number 10 is practicing gratitude. Finally, to lead a fulfilling life, acknowledge the good that you already have in your life. The benefits of expressing gratitude include improving friendships, physical and emotional health, sleeping habits, mental stamina, energy, and overall happiness. Being grateful is one of the simplest and most powerful things you can do. Turning your life to faith or something to believe in can also create a gracious pathway into helping you find a new light. Briefly, an effective way to begin living more authentically is to envision the life you want and identify the elements that energize you and make you happy. While happiness is not the goal, but by a byproduct of a well-lived life, you can still build happy memories with lasting impact. Feel better now? Probably. I hope this podcast has enlightened you and is changing your mind into forcing you to make better habits in the future and leave your old habits in the past. I am grateful that you're tuning in today. Thank you for being with us today, where we talked about unfulfillment, and I hope my tips and tricks can help you along your road to recovery and whatever you're struggling with. Just know that my words of wisdom are hopefully impacting you, and I hope that you are really taking in what I've said. So to go back to the questions that I said at the start, my first question to end this podcast is, are you happy? And truly answer yourself, are you happy? My next question is, are you satisfied with who you are? Answer this question, please. I'm begging you. And my last question is, do you feel like you're living your life to its fullest potential? Now I want you to really think about these questions and take it into a deeper meaning and really sink them in your heart and try and change who you are for the better. Now to all my lovely fans out there, this is the end of this episode of Unfulfillment. Tune in for our next episode where we cover other emotional frequencies. Please stay with us, please tune in, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Many things can give off signals that someone is living an unfulfilling life. Whoa.